Ladies and gentlemen, we meet again towards Parashat Shoftim, and we're just before Rosh Chodesh. In fact, we're on Rosh Chodesh Elul, and we're coming towards the days of Slichos and Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And I'd like to focus on a very important point in this week's Parsha. This important point comes after a few negative mitzvot that we're told what not to do. We're not allowed to turn to witchcraft. We're not allowed to turn to astrology. We're not allowed to turn to any type of seance. We cannot look to predict the future through anything which is outside our belief. We have to believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu and not try and predict the future through any of the above. So why is that? So the Torah continues and explains why that is. Tamim tiyeh im Hashem Elokecha. We have to be tamim. Now, tamim in modern Hebrew means naive, but that's not what it means here. If we were naive, we could not live in the Middle East. We have to be tamim. Tamim means something else in the Torah. It means honesty. It means loyalty. There's something lost in the translation here, in the English vocabulary, to actually capture the idea of loyalty and sincerity and innocence, honesty. Tamim is to be loyal. So in order to be loyal to Hashem, we cannot turn to any of these other prediction of white magic or black magic or any type of seance or any of these things. In order to stay focused on Hashem, we should not turn to this. So what is the essence of this? The essence of this is basically because they used to believe that if you look up into the heavens and you look up into the stars, so the stars actually can predict the future, and therefore people used to worship the stars. Until today, we have the Sunday and then the Monday, and we have, based on that, in Hebrew, it's called the first day, the second day, because we're counting towards Shabbos. But they used to worship the whole earth relationship to all the stars, and accordingly predict the future. And therefore, as I said, they were worshipped. Now, for us, idol worship is negative, and so it's negative to worship any of the stars. However, what is this? Can the stars really predict our future? If it's true, so why not? So on this point, there is a machlokes. There is a difference of opinion between the Rambam Maimonides and Ramban Nachmanides. Rambam says clearly this is a lie. It is false. The stars have no powers whatsoever. Don't waste your time on things which are not real. Nachmanides, on the other hand, says no, they are real, but they do not predict the future. And they do not decide on the future for us. They are not governing the world. They are a reflection of the world. And therefore, people look in the stars and they see a reflection of themselves. So they learn things about themselves through their reflection in the stars. And Nachmanides says, even though it's true, it does give a reflection, we're not allowed to do it. Not that it's nonsense, just it is not allowed. Why? Because we are supposed to turn to Hashem. We have to turn to him and not to look for other shortcuts through any type of magic. Turning to Hashem is very interesting because actually we see by Avraham Avinu that already Avraham Avinu was in a terrible conflict because he got a promise from Hashem, you'll have many children, and then he looked at the stars and he saw he's not going to have any children. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to him, so he asks HaKadosh Baruch Hu, why in Parshas Lech Lecha? You didn't give me any children. I can see in the stars I don't have any children. So it says, Vayotze oto achutza. He took him out. Start counting the stars. Can you count them? Says Rashi there, what does it really mean, taking him out? Leave the concept of the stars behind you, because maybe the rest of the world are run, HaKadosh Baruch Hu runs the rest of the world through the stars, but Am Yisrael is not run through the stars. We are run directly from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Therefore, we must not worship the stars. We have to worship the boss of the stars. We have to worship Melech Malchei HaMelachim. The king himself has to be worshipped. And whoever worships the stars is idolatry. It's definitely unacceptable on any level. And therefore, we have a special relationship with Hashem directly. If we look through the Maimonides would say that Avraham was told, don't look at the stars because they're nonsense. But if I look at it through the eyes of Nachmanides, he says, no, it's true that they reflect, they predict, but it's not for you. Jews are outside this game. We are beyond this game. So let's think about this for a moment. If we're not supposed to predict the future, so why on earth do we spend time and money going to scientists who've done research and development in certain areas, whether it's medical areas, whether it's financial areas, and we accept their expertise in order to predict our financial future, to predict get good advice as far as our medical future? So are we allowed to do that? And the answer is we're allowed to do that. But it's not instead of davening. We don't worship our finance ministers, and we do not worship our medical experts. We worship HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We might want some advice, some financial advice, some medical advice, but we understand it's not instead of davening. In addition, if some people got excellent medical advice and it didn't work, and some people got excellent financial advice and it didn't work, we have to daven. Davening is the key, and we have to know this coming in to Elul, when we're going to start Slichot, and in Rosh Hashanah we're going to be hours in Shul davening, and Yom Kippur, hours in Shul davening. All these hours, what is it all about? It's all about fixing our future in our favor. Give us a positive future. In fact, I heard once from my rabbis, Olam, the world is called Olam. The world, Olam is from the word Ne'elam, which means we're missing something. What are we missing? We're missing the lid of the jigsaw puzzle. We get one piece and we get another piece, and they fit together. We think we're such a genius. 3 pieces fit together. We think, wow. But we don't have the lid of the jigsaw puzzle. HaKadosh Baruch Hu runs the world, and he sees the lid of the jigsaw puzzle, and he puts everything together. Do we understand it? We don't always understand it. Can we predict it? Only in a very limited way. We cannot worship those people who predict it. But nothing is instead of davening. Davening is to help send me to the right financial advisor. Davening is in order to send me to the right doctor, and that the doctor should have enough sugar in his coffee that morning, that it be in a good mood and actually have the right idea to give me, and the right direction to point me into. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming towards Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. We have to understand that the main thing is Tamim Tiyem Hashem Elokech. We have to daven to Hashem with tamimut, with honesty, with sincerity, with a sense of loyalty. And hopefully, if we daven properly, all these predictions will come out the best way possible in this new year. Wishing you all K'tiva v'chatima tov. Shabbat shalom.